Just gone past 8 AM on the Monday morning before the 2017 Cannes Boat Show, and we're here for a very special reason, which is this, the new Fairline Targa 63 GTO. It's about to make its global debut at the Cannes Boat Show, and we're going to be the first people outside of the world of Fairline to get on board the boat. There's been a big build-up to seeing this thing in the flesh. We've seen all the concept drawings, we've seen the renderings, and now here it is. Really exciting new boat for Fairline, new flagship of their sports cruiser range. We've only got a couple of hours, so I think it's time to get going and have a closer look. So it's a bit of a smash and grab job today. We haven't got a huge amount of time. The boat still needs to be finished. There's panels to go on, carpet to go down before she gets to the show, but she's 95% there, enough to give us a good impression of what this boat's all about. And Fairline has worked really hard on refinement. You know, the boat is a GTO, it's a Grand Tour, it's there to hoover up the miles. And when it comes to refinement, I have to say they have hit the nail on the head. There's lots of little technical details that, okay, every owner may not notice, but they will certainly appreciate the end result. This has got a 1,150 horsepower pair of cats. There's a 1,200 horsepower option as well. This one today in very nice conditions is doing just over 30 knots. You maybe get a couple of knots more with the MANs, but it really is like a 25 knot boat. Really feels in the sweet spot for cruising. Not having to raise my voice at all to talk. And as I said, there's still bits to go on. There's still panels to be fitted. You already notice what a lovely refined machine it is. You sit nice and tall in these fantastic Bezanzoni chairs. They're multi-adjustable, up, down, back, front. You can get nice and comfortable, good and close to the dash. They also move far enough back that you can stand, which is something that a lot of owners will appreciate. There's enough headroom over the helm here so that people of 6'1", 6'2" can comfortably stand. The table out front, that will fold down, so that's not in your eye line, because that's the only thing that's slightly obscuring the view at the moment. We're travelling along today with about half tab down. It's got standard Lenco tabs, and that feels just about right. This is a really comfortable running altitude, the sort of speed you feel like you could just do all day. In terms of the physical dash layout, well, it's very clean, particularly clean on this boat because you've got the glass bridge. It isn't standard to have these screens, but it's a nice option. You do get this F-drive system down here. This is a sort of Mercedes-like pop-up. It's like a pop-up screen down here to your right that's got all of the boat's major functions, tanks, lights, everything is all controlled from here. And then of course on these big screens here where you can configure them however you want, chart, radar, dials. It's a really nice clean, slick look, and everything looks and feels as smart as you'd expect. You've got a nice leather top dash, steering wheel feels really lovely, a little bit of wood insert here, nice classy switches. It's exactly what you'd expect of Fairline. The boat uses a pair of traditional twin shafts. They're on flexible couplings, and the engine's also mounted on flexible mounts, which is part of the reason why there's such a lack of vibration and noise coming up through the hull. In terms of the handling, well, the steering is beautifully light. It really is sort of one finger. You're swinging this great big machine from side to side with the greatest of ease. It doesn't turn particularly keenly, but then, you know, it's a 63-foot boat. It's not made to be a pure sports boat, but you know, the initial turning is reasonably keen, then it levels off. You haven't got a huge amount of lock to play with in the wheels, but it moves about reasonably well for something of this size. But really, it's a boat where you feel like you're going to sit back in these big comfortable chairs, knock the autopilot onto the heading, and just let the hull do the work. So on the main deck of the Targa 63 GTO, there are two configurations. There's the extended cockpit version, which is the one we have here, perfect for the med, living outdoors. There's an extended saloon version, which you may want if the weather isn't going to be so favourable. On this one, it means you get this huge wrap of very sociable seating, served by double wet bar. You've got a grill, you've got a sink, fridge, ice maker, all you need. Then down underneath the sun pad is a tender garage where you've got space for a Williams 325 and a couple of sea bobs. All of your toys can be chucked down there. Nice short overhang. Of course you have a canopy that can come out to give some protection to the sun pad, but the short overhang does a really good job of lowering the profile and making the boat look nice and sleek. Moving inside, this entire section, once the door's been moved across, will slide down into the deck. This is something that Fairline have been doing for a while, but the effect on this boat is absolutely amazing. And once this is down, you have this brilliant inside-outside living space with the luxurious interior of the saloon, matching nicely with the exposed cockpit. Inside here, the things that you really notice is the glazing. Now, there is an option to have drop-down windows on both sides, but even in this, guys, this boat doesn't have them. Just the fact that the windows extend right the way down to deck level give you fantastic views out. And Fairlines of old, we'd always talk about their tables. Well, Fairline are back with interesting tables. Not only do you have the folding leave and the lovely finishes you'd expect, but the angle that you can see here on the table legs means that when they come down to become coffee tables, you have plenty of leg room and you still have a walkway in between. Really clever, really nice feature. And then the glazing in the roof, absolutely spectacular. Now there's a film on here which reduces about 50% of the sun's glare, the UV effect in here, but you still get this lovely bright saloon. Even when the roof is closed, you still get the weather coming in, you get the sunshine into this central living area here. The other thing to note is that you can have about 6 different galley positions on this boat. Obviously it's forward here, but you could have it aft, you can have it down, and then with the extended saloon version there's a couple of other configurations as well. So they've really thought about what every customer is going to want. There's plenty of options so that you can really make the boat your own. The accommodation below decks is just as flexible. This particular boat has got a 3 cabin layout. Of course you haven't got the galley down there, but you've got a day heads and you've got space for maybe a dishwasher or washing machine down there. This boat actually has got a wine cooler, but you could have 4 cabins down here, and of course you could also have a dinette down there. So again, it's all about making the boat to fit your taste. But one thing that you'll have on every single version of the boat is a spectacular full beam midships master cabin with a wonderful ensuite. The windows that are so striking from the outside, well, the effect of them on the inside is absolutely amazing. There's water level windows firing light in. You have a full walk around bed, flat floor, loads of headroom, and the detailing is beautiful as well. Marble touches, really lovely finish on the bed head. It's a very nice place to be. It's a lot of boat for us to summarise in such a short amount of time. It's such an important boat for Fairline and for Fairline fans. You know, 1.5 million quid's worth of brand spanking new Targa 63 GTO. But what I can tell you is that you read about a lot of the stuff that they've done with Alberto Mancini and Vreepack, and that's not just marketing guff. You really feel the effect on the boat. The way it looks is down to Alberto Mancini, and all these tiny little things that naval architecture giant like Vreepack bring to the party. Tiny little engineering details that as a whole do make a big difference. It's going to be fascinating to see what the reaction to this boat is when it goes through show season.